Welcome back to Brother to Brother, your sanctuary for your 80s and 90s movie reviews. I'm Carl.
I'm Nicky. We are. You're right, like I just need that. We are the Brother to Brother movie podcast.
And today we are on the T.
Aye, today we're on the T. Thanks for your feedback. Yes, correspondence. You can contact us on Twitter at B2B Movie Pod. Follow us, like us, retweet us, or give us any feedback. You can email us at b2bmoviepod@gmail.com. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube, where we upload video versions of the podcast, so you can watch us live. That is Brother to Brother 80s and 90s Movie Podcast on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, so you can be the first to know when a podcast I nearly did it. I nearly got it. Has gone live. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and all good podcast vendors. So close to nailing that there.
Unlucky, mate.
So what's on the agenda today, Carl?
So we have got 1986 Sylvester Stallone's Beretta Cobra.
Nice.
Unreal.
Nice.
That's my little respect of the Cobra character.
They're perfect,
Yeah, the Cobra, 1986. The start of it, it's like a red and white. It's like a red and black sort of.
Oh yeah, that sunset.
Aye.
Is it a sunset or?
It's like because it starts off at a supermarket. You know, I thought that was him on the bike at the start.
I did. Funny enough, I did.
Then it gives you the impression it's not. It's the actual.
It's the bad guy.
It's the guy.
Bad guy.
Aye. So he's going to a supermarket and it looks like really early, doesn't it?
Aye, parking a disabled vehicle. Maybe it's sun up. Maybe it's sunrise.
Did he park on a disabled vehicle?
Aye. So straight away shows he's a scumbag. Parked on a disabled vehicle. Like I thought he was gonna get off with a limp, but nah, he was fine.
I see. He looks like rough and ready. Like, do you know what I mean? So he goes in the.
He's got an agenda, hasn't he?
He goes in the supermarket and he just barges past loads of shoppers and that.
Just quickly before we get into this. This is down as a crime thriller, right? Now, I can see what they're getting at, but for me, it's more action horror. I don't know if I'm splitting hairs here.
No, I agree, because I watched it yesterday again. Obviously, watched it years ago, but I'm thinking this is kind of berserk for today. This, if not further on, do you know what I mean?
I totally have it down more of an action horror than a crime thriller personally, because there were certain scenes later on which we'll get to that were very Halloween,
dark.
Yeah, very like Halloween, like when he's got on Halloween when he's going through when he's going through the hospital and that, and it was just yeah. Even the music, even the like ominous music, was very horror film.
I think the guy who played him, the Night Slasher, he plays a good part, didn't he? Have we got his name written down? I've got it. Brian Thompson.
Right, yes, of course it is. Of course it's Brian.
Doesn't even get a character. I think he's just called Night Slasher.
Night Slasher, aye.
But I still go back to the opening scene.
Sorry, yeah.
No, that's alright. It's like early morning. A lot of people in the shop for early morning, like, to be honest.
It's one of them, minute, like, well, yeah, aye, it is. There is.
But he barges like through people and all that, and you've got the shopkeeper who's clocked it. And he's like, "Can I help you, sir?" Something like that.
Aye.
Or "Can I help you, pal?" Like he wants to put a rub him up the wrong way, did he?
Aye. Classic 80s, that did, pal.
Aye, and I'm sure he just turns around and blows him away, or he blows away the...
He takes a lot of his aggression out on the groceries. Do you notice that?
At one point I thought, this is going to be like the A-Team where they don't ever actually kill anyone.
Yeah.
Like they shoot people and they get away with it.
Yeah, I was thinking he must be like a disgruntled ex-staff member, like come to cost him some money. Do you know what I mean? Because he starts shooting out the milk and the bluebell veg and stuff, fruit and veg and that. Aye, I just thought, why is he taking that on the groceries? But aye.
So he's took the shop hostage, hasn't he, at this point?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people turn up at the shop and the coppers, choppers.
Aye, it's like the pure SWAT, isn't it?
Aye.
Like the SWAT turn up. It's a hostage situation in a day and age. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he's killed all the groceries.
Aye, they try to like play ball with him like through a megaphone and that, don't they? Like sort of saying like, "Don't kill anyone" and all this.
What was with that mad like bit at the start? I don't know if you could shed some light on it. Where, because it shows you him, I know, like, we're digressing a bit here, with a red background and that, and it just goes to this random place, and there's people just banging axes together.
Oh, it's kind of like a Ku Klux Klan.
Aye, like berserk.
Like a cult.
Aye, berserk.
It's obviously his gang. And obviously they just want to kill people, basically.
It was just a berserk thing.
I was going to ask you about that as well.
Aye.
So it sets the tone, doesn't it? Like,
aye, it does. That's hell's gone, yeah.
This is brutal.
Aye, it is.
So obviously nothing's happening. He's not playing ball and that. He's not.
Yeah, they've got the megaphone and they're like come out with your hands in the air and you won't get hurt or whatever.
One instance called for the Cobra.
Aye, that was like an unreal line, which I've put me notes. I'm glad you've mentioned. Called the Cobra. Unreal.
And obviously Stallone keep racing in these cars.
He does that. Oh, it's a lush car as well.
I was going to ask you what kind of car that is.
I didn't.
I wish I would have checked that out.
I like them old kind of like American style cars.
Ironically, I used to have an old schoolmate in a. Well, not a schoolmate. He was a lad I used to hang around with. You know how you've got friends at school, and then when you go home, you've got your friends who live around your house.
Oh, aye.
He was one of them, and his dad had that. He had that exact car.
You
it was the same colour. Honestly,
what?
It was his pride and joy. Like he worked on it and that. And if we went to his house, he was like, "Don't touch my dad's car" and that.
I bet.
Which I understand. Like, but
that's amazing. That.
And I should know the name of it because I was around that kind of car for like years. But actually comes flying in. Comes out the car and says what we got here and all that. And
he gets to guess a sit rep, didn't he?
Hostage situation and
he's waxing, didn't he?
There's one particular copper who's like, I want you to know, like, I don't want you on this job and all that. So you always get one of them.
You do.
Who doesn't want to work in the ice train.
Isn't he? Just walks in, just doesn't care at all.
It's probably like, I know you go on about it, but it is an iconic scene in Cobra, which is the opening scene, like the shopping market, like the hostage situation. So he comes in, he sees a hostage on the floor, doesn't he?
He does.
And he's just checking the cameras to see of his whereabouts.
That's right. And then he opens that can of course, doesn't he? He just has a swig of the beer and then like throws it to the floor.
I was going to ask, what was all that? Another thing, Cobra must be a running commercial for Pepsi. Pepsi gets like... When he's hiding around that corner and he drinks that can, there's like a big massive Pepsi thing.
Massive Pepsi thing.
It's a good little promotion, that.
It is actually, because it took us a while looking at it. I was like, cause it does look like the Pepsi's pouring out of the thing. And I was like, it's like, it just spins round, so it looks like it's really good.
So Stallone's like hiding behind the thing. He looks, he picks up a can of Coors. He has a little drink of it first. And then he hoists it out at him, didn't he?
He hoists it out and then it like just gets his attention. And he shoots it like pretty much straight away.
Class.
Unreal. And that's what he still manages to get round there, didn't he? What does that guy say to him again about the shop? Because then Cobra like goes, what does he say? Go ahead, I don't shop here.
I don't shop here. Hilarious line, that, isn't it?
Unreal, I thought.
Is that when he starts to go like, he tries to like reason with him, didn't he? Like,
no, that's right, because they stood like opposite each other and he's got that gun in that guy's throat and Cobra's like, they say trying to reason with him.
He says, like, I don't negotiate with convicts. Something like that. But that's what he says, the famous line, like, you're the disease and I'm the cure.
Because the bad guy's like, I'm not a bad guy, I'm a hero. And he goes,
the new world. Don't see the new world.
The new world, I'm the hero of the new world. And he goes, you're the disease and I'm the cure. That is possibly one of the slickest lines.
What about Stallone's club in this? We'll get to that.
Aye.
The denim jeans are aye, but it's the black coat and the little turn-ups on the arms and the...
He just reeks awesomeness, I think, in this film, Stallone. I mean, he does most of his films, to be fair. Like, we reviewed Lock Up, which I enjoyed, but I enjoyed Cobra at a totally different level.
Why does that keep steaming up, them Gregs? It's like golf off me as well.
Because you got a cup of tea, mate.
That'll be doing it.
Moretti doesn't steam.
Moretti doesn't do that yet. From that scene, like, you've got, shows you, like, Stallone back at his home gaff.
1-0 Moretti. Aye, does.
And and that's when the Night Slasher's on the news.
And he probably like stops everything he's doing, doesn't he? As if this Night Slasher's like a personal vendetta of the Cobras. Do you know what I mean? Like, he puts everything down. He's like loading a gun or something. He's cleaning his gun or something, isn't he?
Aye.
And he looks over the telly and he takes like a real interest in this particular story. Might just because he's a crime fighter.
And Stallone does.
Mm-hmm. Aye.
Just before that was an advert on for Toys R Us.
Yes.
Did you clock it?
Yes. I'm so glad that got a shout out. Aye.
I think they're all closed now.
Oh, they are. It's done. Well, they're all closing. I don't know if they've closed.
Shame.
It's one of them, mate. Like, obviously I used to love Toys R Us as a kid, but have you been in any recently?
I did. I've actually got a good... I'm not going to lie.
No, go in with it. Do it.
No, like, because in the last one, we're slagging on City World. Right. Cinema Etiquette, check out that episode. A good thing Toys R Us did for autism awareness, they did like an autistic morning where you could take your kids before any of our shoppers went in, so it was like an autistic hour. And me and Charlie had like Toys R Us to like myself.
What?
Just me and Charlie pushing the trolley around that, and he was just picking whatever he wanted and putting it in the trolley.
Oh, amazing. See, it's good that things like that's class. But then, like, I went in not long ago now to the one in Birmingham, and mate, it was a shithole.
It hasn't got the same effect. I think
it was just everything was just all over the place. It seemed dirty. There was like a funny smell. I just thought, what the hell's going on? No wonder it's gone under the pan. Do you know what I mean?
As soon as like a few of the shops drop in the chain, the rest of them sort of like, what's the word? Deteriorate.
It's crazy. It's absolutely. But it's one of those though, mate. And I know, like we're going totally off tangent here, like, but the digital market is totally killing the likes of Toys R Us because a lot of people, me included, just go to Amazon or
a lot of people go online.
Or and then you buy shit offline. So these bricks and mortar like shops look a Blockbuster. We'll not go into that. R.I.P. Blockbuster.
Right, so we'll get back to Cobra's timeline. I saw you then see the first glimpse of the night slasher who we've seen on the news.
Oh, that was right.
But how scary does he look? And he's like in the women's tights.
That's
what it is, like women's tight. It makes your face look really harsh.
He's got like an amazing bad guy face, I think. That night slasher bloke.
We should have had like some of your lasses tights, yeah, so we could just like, so we could have just like how you went out quickly and everyone watching the YouTube video would be like, Jesus, right? It does look brutal though, doesn't it?
It does. It always makes us think in that like that Billy Connolly joke with the condoms. See that one? Makes you not look like a wee mugger.
A wee mugger, that's hilarious.
A wee mugger, aye.
The knife the slasher's got as well is harsh. It's like a proper.
It's got them spikes on it over
coming
the
off
knuckles.
the handle.
Aye, spikes over the knuckles and then a horrific blade, which he sharpens on the regular.
It's just like a horrific, like a tattling like some random like woman in a car.
Aye, like what was that? Well, actually, the news thing that's Cobra's watching earlier that he just after the Toys R Us advert tells you all these different types of people that this night slasher's killed, which lets you know he just kills anything and anyone, children, old people. It didn't matter. Like the list of people he killed were just extensive. So obviously he just likes to kill people. So when it goes to the scene that you're about to mention there's some random lass by herself, middle of nowhere in that car. Right, you'll do. I want to kill you. Do you know what I mean?
But what they didn't count on, because so far it's all been clean kills.
Aye.
No loose ends. Yeah. And then this is where you see Bridget Nielsen for the first time pull up in a Jeep.
Bridget Nielsen,
and she's playing a character called Ingrid, isn't she?
Did you rate her?
She was good looking there in Cobra.
Aye.
There's actually a funny scene between Stallone and Noah Copper. I'll come to that in a bit.
Well, that was obviously because they were married at the time, weren't they?
I don't think they were.
No, they were. Stallone and Nielsen were married. That was like, they were married for 3 years, and that was bang in the middle of the 3 years they were married. Aye. I looked into that one before we started, but so that was like they were married for 85, 86, 87, and that was obviously 86, so...
She's nice. I think she's nice, isn't me? Like,
So, do you know why? Because she wears these long-haired wigs. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a fan of like women with like short hair.
Obviously she was younger as well, wasn't she?
Aye, well, yeah. I mean, Christ, seen her in Creed 2. Jesus. Looks like Skeletor.
It's like an impersonator, isn't it? Fancy playing Bridget Nielsen?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Yeah, it's got the guys with the Tales from the Crypt.
Aye. So Ingrid pulls up in the car, aka Bridget Nielsen, and one of the wives is like, get the plate, and all that, and she just speds off.
She drives slowly past to see what's going on, because I don't know if she's going to help, but she thinks he's broke down originally. And that guy,
his face,
what did you say, the night slasher, Brian Thompson, is like stood like in the middle of the road, he's like sweaty, and is so intense his stare, innit?
That's what I mean, man. He plays a cracking bad guy.
Unreal.
He's in AWOL, you've seen that before?
Nah.
Van Damme.
I want to review that though, because it got a bit of air time on possibly the Bloodsport podcast that we did. We have discussed AWOL before.
Aye. Wow, it's class film, that. I enjoy that.
See, because that's a good thing about this podcast, like we keep mentioning, Carl's seen a lot of these films, and I haven't. So it's like, if you've seen them all before, you kind of experience like what Carl's on. The thing
is though, like obviously, even though I've seen them, I've still got to watch them again, because you do forget details.
Oh Christ, of course you do.
Just remember like the main bits you want to remember, like the good bits and that, you know what I mean?
Aye, it's like every film, but I mean, to be fair, after I'd watched a film, until like this podcast, the second it had finished, I'd forgot it.
Exactly.
Berserk.
So Cobra gets assigned from there, to help this Bridget Nielsen, didn't he?
Aye, because she got straight to the Rosas, didn't she? The Rosas.
Aye, the old pigs. Is that guy? Pigs.
That's an unreal scene as well, which we'll get to.
It's quite brutal, isn't it?
I think we might open the podcast with that scene.
Aye. So they go looking for leads around the streets and all that. They're seeing a lot of poverty, a lot of hookers.
Aye.
Chasing leads.
I would have taught a lot of the process, didn't they? Like looking for, like, say, leads, basically, because...
This is where I put. In the meantime, you've got Ingrid doing this like montage. Like she must be a model in her job or something.
Aye, she
posing
is.
Roberts.
That's right.
Then I've got Cobra Horn. Got the Cobra Horn watching Bridget Nielsen.
So I'm modelling a bit. Well, that guy gets the Cobra Horn, doesn't he? Because he tries to like. Look, man, if you want to further your career, do you know what I mean? All you need to do is just shag me.
He was dying before.
Oh, it was, aye.
But that's when they get attacked, like
that's when
the car park, don't they?
Aye, it is, aye.
And I feel sorry for the security guard. Gets
Jesus.
absolutely wiped out.
I couldn't when that happened. I thought,
go on, son. Like, did they got a few of them.
I thought myself. I was like, right, move now.
Because normally in them scenes, them guards just are pathetic, aren't they?
Oh,
like they go like that and they're dead. But this one, they got a few shots out. I was like, yeah.
He did. He was more like a stormtrooper though, because I don't think the bullets hit anything.
I think he rather just got shot in the head and the way he got wiped out.
Since I saw that, I thought myself, this is an 18, and it was. Well, it is. Jesus, I thought, Christ, like literally just crushed.
That's where like Ingrid gets away again. She's like the elusive sort of like.
She does that other little guy. Well, the guard dies. The guy who was trying to scuttle her dies, and then there's like a third guy appears, like a third extra, and then he gets wiped out as well. I don't know if he gets ran over or something. I can't remember now.
Anyone who has that to do, I gets wiped out.
Aye, basically, she's just like, and she just doesn't care either. She's just like throwing these people in the way, like no, save yourself kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? But aye, funny that.
Is that why she turns up at the hospital? She's at the hospital, isn't she? Because she gets away from them. And she's in the hospital, because that's the next scene. Like, Cobra's at the hospital with his mate. You know, his mate with the Granda cap.
Oh, aye.
Aye. Basically, they're just obviously... Because she says, I did see someone, and Beretti's like, who? Like, tell her straight away.
Aye. Oh, they do that sketch, don't they?
What sketch?
They do like this, because obviously she's seen the guy, didn't she? So that this must be the first time they've seen...
Alright, I've never seen the sketch.
No, not seen the sketch. No. I obviously tells them that look like they had this like little sketch.
Must have looked away.
It's the worst sketch ever, but it looks like him because he's got the blatant cheekbones, and then like his mouth kind of like comes forward a bit, so he's got the cheekbones there, and then like the line is down there, and it does. You can see like if you saw him in the flesh, you'd be like this like child's drawing is clearly that guy there.
That's funny.
But so that must be the first time that they actually see her, is it? Cause
but did you not see? Did you not see once they leave her at the hospital? He's mate with the fucking hat man. He was like saying, "Oh, did you realise she was like? Did you recognise she was obviously good looking and all that?" And he goes, "No, I was concentrating on the job and that." Did you not see that little scene between them?
Nah.
And he went, "Okay, you fucking liar." That's what he said. Honestly, mate, it's a great scene. I thought you'd been laughing your head off at that.
Yeah, nah, totally missed that.
Aye. So where are we from there?
Check your notes, mate. Check your notes. It's not far from... Oh, is that not when...
when he turns up at the hospital, didn't he?
Aye, he turns up at the hospital. This was the scene I was on about, where it's like a horror movie. Like, he's killing the staff and that.
Oh, aye, but you're on edge because you feel like you're going to kill some little old woman.
Aye, yeah.
She's like, why didn't you take the stairs and all that?
Aye, but I'm sure he kills like a staff member, and he's walking along, and it just shows you like this shot of it like from the waist down, and he's got this like blade that we described earlier in his hand with blood dripping off it. And he's just walking through the hospital with this like, it's like horror music. I said to them, like, obviously I was watching it with Stacey, and I was like, this is like a horror movie. And it was. It absolutely is. It is. It's definitely more action horror than crime thriller, if you ask me.
Because he kills a few people in that hospital because some nurse clocks the night slasher because he's in a, what's it called, man, a janitor's outfit with a tag and that. And she sees him, and she went, it's a bit late to be doing the floors and that or whatever. So she goes along, very stupidly on her own, and she goes in a room and she sees this like wife like with a bit of blood on her face, like an old wife.
Aye, that was right. Aye,
she's like, very covered up in the blanket. Aye, and then as she does that, it goes in slow motion, like he grabs her, doesn't he?
Aye,
and she grabs onto the sheet and that.
Aye, and then they have a little squabble, and then that's what she gets. She like locks herself in that like little room. That's like a shower room, and she can close the doors on either side. So she closes that door, and again, like a horror film.
Oh, is this when he gets to Ingrid?
He's trying to break the door down, isn't he? And she's like hiding in the shower, which is the worst hiding place ever.
She pulls the one shower curtain down.
Aye, do you know what I mean? And she can't get through the other door, so she's like hiding in this little room. And he starts like stabbing the door.
Aye, but it's harsh because she thinks he's gone. It's quiet.
Aye, that's
and all of a sudden it's like,
because I thought she was going to open the door, you know.
Aye,
I just thought he was gone. I thought she was going to open the door, and I was like, really?
And then you can see his arms keep lashing.
Aye, that's right. Aye, he's just swiping like that. It is, mate. It is like a horror film.
It's a bit brutal, man, because it's just brutal, mate. Like I was watching, thinking, this was the 80s. Like, do you know what I mean?
It is.
It's less harsh right now.
Aye, it is. Was it? For me, a great scene.
Makes the Purge look like a comedy.
But obviously, while this is going on, Cobra's clicked the fact that she's in trouble because obviously somebody...
Well, he gets jumped at his gaff, didn't he? No, remember, he gets jumped in his own house.
Is that then? Is it?
Aye, that's the same scene because he has to leg it to the hospital.
I thought that because he got wind that they pulled the like night shift coppers off, and he thought they've done that, like that's obviously like a thing, like because that's why the next scene he's like they've got someone on the inside.
Well, no, because that's when he when he gets jumped and he has to go to the hospital because he fills them in outside of his outside of his gaff.
Aye.
And then I think he rings that guy.
Oh, right, okay, and then that's when he's like, oh,
aye, and then he's legging it while she's just like escaping him, really.
Yeah.
But she manages to get away from the slasher again.
And then she hits that buzzer.
Aye.
But she's like, is anyone here? Is anyone here? And there's like not a soul there.
Aye.
Anyone here? Not a soul. And then she hits the buzzer, and all of a sudden there's like 300 people in the corridor. I was like, where the hell were these people when she was screaming her lungs out? Do you know what I mean?
So it all calms down from there, and then
that's when Sly Stallone appears. A night slasher goes away, Stallone appears, and they have like a thing, and they like, did you hear in the car?
Aye, well, like, she checks out, they all think it's calm and like dusted and that, and then obviously that car chase starts, that one you were loving.
That was possibly one of the greatest scenes.
Over the maddest bit of road I've seen in my life.
I've seen in a long time. What a scene that is.
Actually, they get chased by the night slasher and his two mates.
Well, there's a full on thing then, because obviously by this point you've seen who the dirty cop is, haven't you? Is that
the woman?
Aye, was that this point? Or that's later on actually.
Aye,
that's later on. But you have seen the dirty cop, so you know she's a dirty cop. But her car with the guy with a flat cap gets took out by two other guys.
Aye.
And then that's when Stallone's in a car chase with these other one. Oh no, that's it, man. They sat at the traffic lights, and then the night slasher's car comes. Because I thought it was just hilarious. And the night slasher like shotguns both his front lights out. Bridget Nielsen shit herself. And the Cobra just doesn't flinch. Did you notice that? Like he's getting shotgunned at his car and he's just like watching the drivers like that, and he just like chases them straight away. I thought it was unreal. Like
Car's the shotgun, it.
Oh, aye. That's what I mean. Like it's not that far away, and he just doesn't flinch, and he just chases them. And every time they shoot the car, like Bridget Nielsen's like shitting herself, and Stallone's just driving like now it's the matter. Do you know what I mean? Getting shot at, and then obviously that's when the car that took out the dirty cop and the guy with the flat cap comes behind them, starts shooting them. So he like looks over his shoulder quickly, hits the 180, didn't he? Blows them away, and then 180's it back. Class. Unreal, man.
Is that where he gets goes to them humps though?
So good.
Or the cars like he's jumping. You don't remember that bit?
Aye, I do. Aye, them little bridges or something.
Like little bridge,
them little white bridges.
Aye, they are.
Aye, it is a berserk bit of road, that.
It is.
It's funny now, like you watch that scene just quickly. Sorry, when I go over a speed bump, my car feels like it's going to explode. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Not
and they're
let alone their pace.
They're hitting them bridges with pace, as you would put it, and they're flying off it, and the car seem married.
And then
berserk.
It makes them crash basically, doesn't it? Because him and Bridget Nielsen.
Aye, because he goes on the upper tier there, and the lower tier he flies out, smashes, and then they go in this boatyard, and they turn the sixpence, don't they? And obviously his car can't do it, so he ends up hitting this boat. And wrapping it. But it's an unreal scene that, like, I don't think we've done it the justice it deserves. Because I remember when I watched it, I was proper behind.
Oh, I loved it, but I remember like thinking as you were describing, I was thinking, fuck, I can't remember like in 100% detail.
Aye.
But
it was an unreal little scene that. I loved it.
So they get away from...
That was it, man, because when he does the 180, sorry, the 180 blows that van up, 180's back, and that guy that's in the car with the night slasher goes, he's crazy, man! And I was like, yes, he is.
I love that.
And that's when the soundtrack's on, Feel the Heat, which we'll probably end the podcast on.
Is it? Is that tune on then? No, I thought that tune was on, because obviously that crashes, Stallone like gets Ingrid and they like walk off and that. And then Stallone's insisting on witness protection for her.
Oh yeah, that was right.
And then
my apologies.
No, it's alright.
It's just because the next thing on my notes.
So he's insisting on witness protection program, and the cops are like, "Well, why?" And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's going to look after her.
Aye.
And then when he's driving in the car towards,
because he doesn't know who he trusts, does he? Because he knows there's someone.
That's when that tune kicks in. That
unreal
bit of soundtrack. We'll put it on at the end.
Aye. They get the motel.
Aye, it's like a little motel, isn't it?
That's when he's cleaning his gun and she's like on the bed.
He's gun lining up his grenades.
yeah.
Grenade for each guy.
Showing you he's like a little his own little military, isn't he? And he's like cleaning his gun and she's lying on the bed. And well, she wants a bit of his Cobra, doesn't she? That's basically just like, come sit on the bed with me.
Oh, and that's when they obviously get it on. I think. Oh,
Well, they start to.
She was saying, I think it'd be a good idea if we see each other.
Aye.
After this is over.
Yeah.
You think that's a good idea? The next few days, like necking on.
Aye. Want to be with his Cobra.
Aye. And then
let me note here. She wants a piece of his Cobra.
Jesus. His Cobra. He must mean his Cobra gun that he keeps down his pants. Oh god, it's getting worse. He actually does keep his Cobra gun down his pants.
Aye, he does. And then obviously because they've
I need to stop talking about his Cobra gun down his pants. That's when through the night, Beretti's like he's out and about and he sees that cop.
Beretti.
Beretti.
That's his name, like.
Aye.
All right.
It's not Beretti, you know.
All right, people. Beretti.
Cobretti. It's Cobretti, but he gets Beretti.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
Get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, I do. Because his first name was like Marion or something, in it.
Aye.
Funny that Marion.
What was I saying? Aye, so that's when you see the copper who's playing both sides.
Aye.
That female cop with that dodgy bonds of hers. She's like, she's a mole, isn't she? She's like,
Aye, she's organising.
she's part of the Slashers team, isn't she?
Aye, she is. Which, when you see it earlier on, on that bridge scene, like they make a point of showing you her face so you learn who that person is. And obviously, when she turns out to be a dirty copper, because
you see her at the start as well, you know, like when she's like, get the number plate.
Yeah, that's the scene I'm on about, yeah.
Maybe.
She's the one that goes to the thermogym and says, oh, through that lass's window, I'm sorry.
But she's keep blatant like when he says like, what are you doing? She's just using the telephone, use the one in your hotel room. And he's like, oh, it's bro. And she's, I just want to tell you, I think you're doing a good job. To me, that was like,
aye, sus.
We're both doing a good job. Nice night. But aye, so that's when obviously
they all start appearing, don't they? And they're shooting from the from the windows above.
But no, you see the bikes keep racing into town.
Aye, that's right. Aye,
you see some of these thugs jump the coppers at the station.
Aye.
So like the coppers won't get involved in that, and they just start shooting, don't they?
Aye, they do, and that's what
the windows and that.
It's just Cobra versus the world, isn't it?
And he's got mate who's cap.
Aye.
he didn't get much in, like, did he?
Well, the start, he's shooting people like the windows above. He's shooting the out the side and that. And
Stallone's like shooting them from. Takes a few off the bike.
Aye, he does, unreal. But then that's when the Hoya like a Molotov through his bedroom window. So him and Bridget Nielsen are going to jump through the window. Is that right, Nick?
Aye.
Aye, and then that's when obviously his mate with the black cap on gets his leg blown off.
Someone like of their team like comes charging through a bike and that, didn't he?
Aye.
I thought he was going to jump on that bike at one point.
Throwing the grenades and that in the air, just boom, boom, boom.
Aye.
Great little scene that. Like again, like another like scene that really got my blood pumping. Because then obviously Bridget Nielsen jumps in that car.
That like pickup truck car.
Aye, and he jumps in the bed at the back, and he's just like stood and like.
He's shooting.
This is what I was going. This is when I watched this scene, right. I'm probably totally wrong, but I can't remember the last time I seen like a scene like that where someone's driving the car and someone just stood in the back, just like gunning everyone down, kind of thing. You know what I mean, like that. It just screamed like Sega Mega Drive game to me. It was unreal. You know what I mean? In fact, it don't Sega Mega Drive, just like in games in general. That's the kind of thing. That's the kind of mission you have in a game.
There's a bit where like obviously he's shooting away and that, and then up ahead's like two cars on fire and that, and she's like, "What shall I do?"
Aye.
And I was looking forward to his reaction because I just know in typical Stallone fashion it was going to be go through it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Aye, 100%.
He gets down like that, didn't he? Like, back.
He lies down in the bed, aye.
Boom, straight through.
Smashed through it, and then obviously just spins out of control, and he just jumps up, still shooting people in that. Class, man. Such a like that scene. Because when they did the car chase earlier, I was like, best scene of the film. But then when I seen this action scene with the guns and the bikes and that, I thought that was unreal.
That was class.
But then when Stallone and the guy with flat cap realise that lass is dirty, that's when the guy with the flat cap goes, "I never did like that bitch."
That's hilarious, didn't it? Never like that bitch, you with me neither.
Aye.
Funny as fuck.
Unreal, aye.
So that chase ends up in this little picking field, like a picking field area, and then she runs off, didn't she?
Aye, she
Ingrid,
does.
and that mole cop like chases her, and it ends up in this like
Warehouse.
steelworks warehouse, welding sort of area,
where
sparks flying.
The axes were at the start.
Oh, well, there you go, aye.
I'm sure that's where it was.
Aye, must be, aye.
Aye, makes sense.
And then, like a hook just like going around.
Aye.
Hard horse, isn't it?
You know, it's kind of like a slaughterhouse. They're the kind of hooks you'd see in a slaughterhouse. As much idea what a type of slaughterhouse.
There was a couple of good bits by already. When they always do this, they show you the scene of him taking out one by one.
Aye, yeah.
And the one like
notes,
he's got the gun with the red laser sort of.
Aye, unreal that.
Stop.
To distract them.
Well, that one. But the first one, he lines up a grenade and he's like a distance and he shoots the grenade and just explodes. And the next one where he places his gun and the lasers like that, so they like think he's over here or whatever.
That's right.
And he just comes over and like
behind
shoots them.
Just, unreal.
Or knifes them. I can't remember.
It is my notes say like Cobra takes them out one by one. Apologies if you can hear the dog barking in the background. But that's when obviously
I was one by one.
And that's when obviously the Night Slasher and Cobra have the show that they start to, don't they? Because obviously they have that back and forth, don't they? And that Night Slasher is basically keeps calling him Pig. Every time he says Pig, like his sweat and his drool just
that's him. That is what he's most evil, isn't it?
Oh, unreal.
Pig. You're not gonna kill me, Pig.
You gotta take me in, don't you, Pig? Unreal.
I met someone who hated police more than me. Like,
oh my god, it was unreal. Unreal little scene that.
Pig.
And then obviously because he shot that dirty cop earlier, but she's still alive and she jumps on him with a chain.
Oh, it's a good little scene that when obviously he gets rid of her, doesn't he?
How
does he get rid of her? You remember?
Nah, he just kills her.
Just kills her somewhere.
I don't know if he throws her over the edge or something.
Didn't take much.
I can't remember.
But so he's got a chain, and he's Stallone. He's like he's trying to chain at him and that. And
that's when they have that. That's after they have that little monologue, we'll call it. She does that, kills her, and that's when they have the showdown that we've been waiting for.
It's a good fight. It's a good back and forth.
Night Slasher versus the Cobra. What a film! I loved it, me. Anyway, carry on. And obviously they're having the fight, and like you say, the hooks that were going round.
You just knew that was gonna
be
one of them was gonna end up on that hook.
Again, gruesome scene. Like he just hangs him on this hook, so it's obviously stuck in his spine.
And he's like
like you thought he had no emotions and he would feel no pain, but that obviously went right, literally, pardon the pun, went right through him, kind of thing.
That was class.
And then obviously he gets took towards the flames, doesn't he? And just
burns. That wasn't it for him. He burns alive, so to speak, because he's still alive.
He covers his face, like that's going to do anything, do you know what I mean? He's like, and then he sees the flames, like, and he just sets alight, and then he's just like that. Show his burning carcass. I just thought, what the hell?
That is 90 minutes.
And that was
ready.
The 90-minute one. If there's a film, like we keep saying, if it's ideally just shy 90 minutes, like Cobra was, but even if it's just slightly over 90 minutes.
This is a little tribute to him because he's wearing his shades quite a bit in the film, isn't he?
He is.
He's rarely seen without them on.
He is. Unreal. That was because obviously, like as I was saying before, there's a lot of films I haven't seen, and woes me. Carl suggested quite a few films for us to watch, and I've watched like probably 80% of the films he suggested. I think out of all the films you've suggested, mate, Cobra is probably the one I enjoyed the most.
And it was 90 minutes.
And it was 90. That's probably why, to be fair.
We love a 90-minute film here at Brother to Brother HQ.
We do.
That's a wrap for Cobra.
It is a wrap. So, did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. Would you want marks out of 10 or?
That's up to you, mate.
I'd say 8 out of 10. Good film.
Like I said, obviously, I've watched a few films you suggested, and that's probably one of my most favourite ones out of the ones suggested. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Action scenes were unreal. There was a bit of horror in there. I just thought it had a bit of everything, and as well it had a lot of the old corny 80s lines, do you know what I mean? Like, there was loads of them in Cobra.
You're the disease and I'm the cure.
That's possibly one of the coolest things I've ever heard in my life. Do you know what I mean? So I probably agree with you, 8 out of 10, I must say.
Cobra, good job.
That's Cobra. That's a wrap from Cobra from Big Brother. Big Brother.
Big Brother. Bringing it back because they cancelled that show, you know.
Just me and you in a house, mate. People still won't watch.
Listen. Is anyone there?
Anyone out there?
Can anyone hear us?
At the end of the Titanic, you get one of them whistles, so people might hear the podcast. Anyone out there? So that's a wrap from Brother to Brother HQ on the film Cobra.
As always, be excellent.
Be excellent to each other. Choose that in a little bit of correspondence. Like us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Listen to our podcast, Apple, Google, Spotify. Email us at b2bmoviepod@gmail.com. That is a wrap.
Peace out.